All right, welcome back. It's time for us to have a conversation on the consumer technology segment. And today we're going to be talking about feminine health and tech. All right, so, get your phones handy, make sure you have enough data. You're going to go through and maybe check out a few things. Hannah Kwanzaa has joined me here in the studio. She is a bit of a tech expert herself, this morning she's come here prepared to do save the date photo shoot. You will see when we show her here on the screens. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm well, yourself?
I'm good. So who told you I was going to wear my burgundy jacket?
The Holy Spirit.
Oh, wow. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, so feminine health and technology.
Yeah.
Take us into that.
Okay, so good morning to you and all the viewers back at home. It's feminine health and technology. What is best known in the industry as Femtech is something quite recent, but a little focus has been given to it, considering the fact that women are here and we are doing several things in a minute. So if you take like a corporate woman, the average corporate woman, say a banker, or even the wife at home, they do more than some of us who are running in offices. Okay, so there's the cooking aspect you have to do, there's the kids aspect that you have to take care of, there is the husband aspect that you have to take care of, and aside that, your own mental health and your personal issues. We juggle all of these things at a go. You can't put one on the side and pick it up later.
Okay.
So in the industry, there's been like a lot of focus on health, like in technology.
Okay.
So we have like advanced form of, nowadays we're having surgeries that they are not cutting people open anymore.
Yes.
They are going through like your open areas, your mouth, nose, ears, the rest I won't say. So it's being advanced, but then a few people decided to cut out a piece of the big cake and have like a niche where these technologies are focused on women.
Okay.
So it's not really like a gender bias thing, because in as much as these technologies are for women, they are also for everybody. Once health is on your topmost list of, not even topmost, sometimes you don't even plan it, but then it hits you on the road.
Yes.
And then the doctors tell you a whole lot of things that you have to do. So when it comes to that point, you're torn between, am I going to take my health serious? Yes, I am. Okay. That would mean I need to employ somebody to be able to come in and help me manage my health at home. These are your mobile nurses, I'll call them. They come to your house, like you have for the older people, like the geriatric nurses. They come and then they take care of you. But for a young woman like myself, and I can't employ somebody like that, perhaps I'm not even earning that much to be able to afford a medical officer at the back of my house, and so that she can quickly come into my house and attend to me where they need be. So why don't we help and bridge the gap between trying to seek for good health and trying to manage it yourself, like a DIY process? So that we're able to help the doctors halfway. Most of the times, in cases that I have been through, you go into a hospital and then even everybody, they ask you questions. Okay, so your head is aching. How long has it been? Then you be like, I don't really remember. Now, once you can't recall, you are doing yourself a disservice because the doctor needs all these tiny details. When did the rash develop? When did you start feeling the migraines?
And of course, in Ghana especially, we don't pay attention to much. We are very blasé about life.
No, we just live. We just wake up.
It's recently started.
Let's leave it for the people who want to care about their health. Like, once we can eat, we are in good health. But it's not supposed to be so. A conscious effort has to be made. So when you talk about Femtech, it's like an anecdote for feminine technology. So as I said early on, these technologies help. So we are looking at wearables. Like, you have a chest monitor that is monitoring like your EKG, like your heart rate and everything. And then you could have like a smartwatch
Okay.
that is checking your pressure, your pulse as you're walking and going. All of these things sounds fancy, but yet you have a technology backing. And all of this data, you can pull it into what we call the Internet of Things. So you have everything synced into your phone.
Okay.
And what happens is that it's easy for you to hit into a hospital, get into like OPD, and you won't waste time there. You can even, the benefits that we'll look later is having e-consultation.
Yeah.
Over the net consultancy with your doctor, so you don't really have to move. So if you're trying to put it together, it's practically the wearables, the software, the applications that has been developed to help women manage their life, and even men, if you look at it carefully.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then, show us, where do we start from? Which?
Okay. So the major thing is, I always say, start small.
Okay.
We have the whole infrastructure. So when you see the infrastructure of like a body access like network or area network. So these are the things that like a frame. So you are having a watch, a smartwatch, you're having a chest monitor strapped onto your chest that as you're, jogging, is checking your pressure and everything, because blood pressure can really take you so fast without thinking. So we have the infrastructure. So all these things are taking data one way or the other.
So that's what we're looking at on the screen.
Yes, that's what we're looking at. So it's like an aerial network. The same way you establish a LAN, like a local area network in your office and share data across. It's the same thing. These gadgets pick up the data as it's happening. Okay, so you're able to tell, I've taken 2,000 steps today. I've burnt 80 calories today. I've drank so much water today. And we are collecting that information, storing it onto your device. So you can keep it on your device because you have the back end to it that you could install. So when you install it onto your machines, you are able to collect this data and have your own personal record in your hand. Very easy. So you are able to even attach it to certain personal record like your blood group and everything and all that. So when you get to the hospital, you just have to hand it over. You don't have to now wait. You are going to run some tests. By the time they finish running those tests, anything can happen.
Yeah, I like what you were showing on the screen just now. The inertia sensor, for example, it basically does what? It triggers you, that it alerts you that you've been sitting down for too long.
You've been sitting down for too long. So people in the offices, so you're measuring your movement. So you haven't moved. Most of the times you are a banker or something, because I started from there. You're seated at one place, doing the same thing over and over through counting money. It's not a bad job. I'm not saying it is. But then there's little movement in it. And when you look at it on the high side too, when you're a salesperson, for which I have been, there's a lot of movement. And that's also too much, because you're moving, doing sales, jumping here and there. And then the last thing that crosses your mind is your health. As basic as, have you even eaten right today?
Wow. Okay. All right. And then from there, where do we go?
So these gadgets, somebody will think of them as they're expensive. Are they necessary? Yes. It's not really on the high side and it's not really on the low side. Back in 2016, when the first feminine, app was developed, like a period tracker to help women manage their cycle.
What year was this?
2016. And up until now, we've seen a 50% increase in that market. So we have like a lot of apps now, for which we'll see some of them like in a live demo, and how beneficial that it has been to managing women's health. So you take, for example, trying to get pregnant. You're married. I mean, I've not been pregnant before, and I've not been a doctor before, but my common basic health knowledge tells me that there are times or conception periods. There are only times that in God's nature you can get pregnant. So let's say if you're having sex amidst, that's how I'll put it, because you are having sex at the wrong time as a married couple, and you're trying to conceive, and you're going to see one OD4 after one prophet, it's not working. I'm not saying there's spiritual aspect to think about.
No amount of seeking help will help unless you do the right thing.
The basic has to start. Do you even know how your cycle is? So with this app, one of the apps that I have been like hands-on experienced from I downloaded it on Play Store back in 2016.
Okay.
So it's like a tracker. So you have like a chart, so a monthly calendar, like in October we're seeing. So you have a monthly calendar. So has on the screens. So I just put some pseudo data to help us, navigate through the conversation.
Okay.
So you have the calendar that will open up. So you see all the 30 days.
Okay.
Or 31 days, or if it's in February, you have a 29, 28. So you see the days, and then each day is marked with what is happening. So let's assume today is the 13th. We are not assuming, of course, today is the 13th. So you go on there, then you click. Let's assume it's your first time that you're flowing.
Okay.
You go and then you enter it there.
As day one.
As day one. So when you start off on most of
like
these,
it says, the period starts.
Period starts.
Yeah,
so you just click it.
You click it. Okay.
So what it happens is it's actually monitoring how your cycle is.
Okay.
So on a normal setup, in setting up, it will be able to tell you, okay, what do you think your major bleeding days has been? Okay, it's a 5 day, it's a 4 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8. Every woman and their style.
Yeah.
Okay, when it comes, how do you feel? What medications do you normally take?
Yeah.
So all of these things are put together in gathering your own personal, medical records for you. And so you are able to gather and put this data as it gets. So today, like yesterday, I was feeling grumpy.
Okay.
So women, as you know, we have 2,000,001 emotions. Yeah. The
2,000,001. Okay.
The last one is the important one. So we have like 2,000,001 emotions. So you want to be able to put it there. The reason why some of these apps have also come into tracking how people feel, like emotions. Okay, I'm having a lot of cravings and blah, 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 is so that they'll be able to check how it is like for you. Even in conception and in pregnancy.
Okay.
You have some women say, when I was pregnant, I was eating. But the second one, I'm very sick and I'm in bed.
Okay.
Is there something wrong with me?
Okay.
But you don't have any history of your birth and how it has been.
So
anyway,
there's nothing to compare it to.
Nothing.
Okay.
Likewise, if you're looking at it in terms of family planning, you have, let's say, 3 months ago, you were given like an injectable or an IUD, something, and you're on it. What has the cycle been? What is the plan? Is it 180, 90?
Okay.
So you set up these drugs into the system, and then you tell it, okay, I am taking this drug on this day for that.
Yeah.
You can even add extra notes, the hospital that you went to, the doctor that you consulted with, and all of that in there. So it helps you even plan so that you can space out your births. So if you're married, as I said, and this week is like your ovulation week, which is like your primary week for getting pregnant.
Yes.
And you know your child is barely 1 year old. I mean, my father say common sense should tell you that you have to postpone the activity for a different day so that you'll be able to span out your kids.
Okay.
And it helps you, the woman. Forgive me, but I'm going to be biased. It helps you, the woman, because as I said in beginning the conversation, that you have a lot going on.
Yeah.
You have a 2-year-old, there's an 8 months, and you're pregnant 2 months again.
Yeah.
And you have a job.
That's not smart.
That's the recipe for depression.
Yeah, that's not smart.
It's how come most women sort of get into depression and all these emotional, defects with time and all that. Yeah. So you want to put all of these things down. The beauty of such of these applications that are on the market, I always say go to the right store and download. Be security conscious. But the beauty of this application is that you're able to gather this data and you're able to export it to your doctor. So for me, as you are gathering the data, I weigh 51 kg today. My temperature is 37.
Okay.
And it would be proper as a woman taking care of your health to invest in some of these basic home healthcare equipments.
Okay.
Like a thermometer, a BP monitor, a scale, something as basic as that.
Yeah.
So that I'll be able to keep, your records.
Okay.
Even your body mass index, it has to be right.
Okay.
Because if I'm trying to get pregnant and I'm underweight, it won't help.
Yeah.
Because another human being is coming to sit inside of me, consume everything that I have, for which I barely have done.
Okay.
So it's kind of it's a bit stressful when you put it in that context.
Yeah.
So it's important that we incorporate some of these things into our daily lives to be able to put us on track. So that we
I like
don't
the
go
fact that you can actually export from the apps the data that you've collected to your doctor. So he or she sits down in 1 minute or two, they can just have a quick overview of your history.
Exactly.
Without you ever having come to meet them.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I
think it's
do
brilliant.
most of the time.
Okay.
Unless it's a case where I have to use the hospital machine. Like if I have to go into, it's not like like radiology.
Yes.
I have to go and get an MRI.
Yes.
I can't
That
afford
one
that
you can't
machine.
afford there's no
So I have
personal
to.
MRI somewhere.
But before I get there, I've been given the request that, okay, come and do an MRI. So I get these things, you add it as a personal note to this console. So you have like a whole data bank.
Okay.
So you're able to export it, and then so the doctor could just write a prescription, scan it, send it to you on WhatsApp or any other chat medium. You go to the pharmacy and then you get it, so that you don't have to spend your time
driving all the way.
I know some hospitals, when you go in the morning, you come in the evening.
Wow.
Yeah, in this very Ghana.
Wow.
A hospital. Like, you don't have to spend 20 minutes or 30 to see a doctor. But we go in the morning.
Wait in queues.
The queues are spanning like from here to La Paz.
Wow.
And then you stay there and come in the evening. I'm not kidding. So if you are unwell and it's serious, sometimes somebody is unwell, but it's very fine, like I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
Pressure is on the low. A whole lot of things is coming. Blood levels are down. HB levels are down.
Yeah.
Nobody knows anything. So I'll be sitting there, and because I'm not lying down, they don't feel you deserve an emergency care. But if you're monitoring these things by yourself, at least you have a hang of what is happening to your body.
Yeah, and of course, it's a good place to say that if you do send this information to your doctor can immediately see, even before you arrive there, if you have to come in, can immediately see that this is an emergency patient.
Exactly.
You may look fine on the outside, but the data shows that this is an emergency situation. You know, so it's very important for us to get involved with these apps. Download the apps, and we're going to talk through the apps in just a bit. But the WhatsApp line is 0550585832. Send us any messages you may have, any questions you may have for Hannah, and she'll answer them right here. Okay, so take us into what applications specifically are we looking at? Apart from the flow, the period tracker one, are there any other ones that you would recommend? And then what else do we need to know?
Okay, so apart from the period tracker, for which there are several, there are some that the levels of what you can do is quite limited.
Okay.
So I've not been paid, but a personal recommendation is the one we're using for the purposes of the discussion, which is my calendar.
Okay.
You are able to edit and change a whole lot of things specifically. So you can use that as a pregnancy or even postpartum care stuff. And then you can also use it for your menstrual health stuff. And then as well, you can use it also for your sexual health stuff.
Okay.
So that if you are taking a lot of emergency contraceptives, let's say last 2 weeks you took, the week before that you took, the box and the readings on it, I'm not sure it says it's a daily vitamin, you know. So it has to be panned out. And there are consequences of some of these medication, not in the immediate, but in the long term. So I am of the view that if there's a smarter way to do these things by a calendar, and for you to even set notification and prompt you that, hey, you have taken more of this, you have done that, then it puts your own life in check for you. So if you don't, and then you are hanging on to these medications, they are good in the now. Tomorrow, we don't know what the side effects will be. And even some of the side effects, they even write it on the leaflet for you. So it's a one-in-all app that you'll be able to use for the purposes, anyhow you want to download it. Yeah, my
Okay.
calendar. Because gone are the days where you walk in town and then somebody will tell you, hey, sister, your dress is stained.
Yeah.
We've gone past that age.
It's
I need to know.
2021,
Yes,
man.
we've moved. If you are still there, I'm sorry for
Yeah,
you. Because
yeah.
you need to know that next week is the, the league season.
Okay.
Where you don't have to step out. You don't have to be vigorous based on your pattern.
Yeah.
For some women, they get bedridden. They just stay. Others too, they become so nauseous. They are not enthused about anything in life anymore. Unless after that week.
Okay. Wrap this up for us.
So in the benefits, I mentioned early on that you have your personal self-care, that you're able to take care of yourself by yourself. Nobody would assist you.
Yeah.
You're able to save money in that course because you know what's happening.
Yeah.
2, you are able to also consult with your doctor without you not physically being present.
Yes.
This is what the technology
This
is here
for-
to do.
Yeah.
And then when it comes also into time management, you are able to apportion your time well.
Okay.
As you mean, I don't have to go to this hospital that when I go in the morning, it's a government hospital I do. I go in the morning, I come in the evening. That's a whole day's project.
Jeez.
You'll be able, that hour, I'll be able to use it for something very, very productive. And in the long term, some of these social apps also complement. That's why I said it's not just the gadgets, the wearables. Also, it complements these gadgets that is on the markets, and all that. You have these apps that be able to go into like a focus group and talk to people
Support
about
systems.
your support system. So you have any feminine issue. Sometimes you have candida. You can't go into the pharmacy because the guy at the pharmacy is looking at you in some way.
Yeah.
You check today, the woman didn't come.
So we don't need to deal with stigma also.
No,
as far as that is concerned.
stigmatization is off the hook.
Fantastic. How do people reach you?
Online, social media at AmaBlueQ.
Okay. So that's AmaBlueQ. Hannah Kwanzaa has been helping us to understand better Femtech.